Entertainment, some of you might know this team from the Panzer Dragoons, maybe 6 or 7 other franchises. Well, came up with the announcement of a new one. Here, some of you might know the original Night Slasher, now remake. It's basically a horror-themed beat-em-up classic, which was only teased with screenshots over 2 years ago. The game is now in top shape, coming to PC, Switch, and other consoles to early to mid next year. We also got a new trailer for it. Announced roughly 6 months ago, I totally missed on including this one in a list I came up with, which was about 2D games earlier in the week, but nonetheless. We've got here once again Rotwoodrwood. Rotwoodrwood is a 1 to 4 player hack and slash dungeon crawler by the makers of Don't Starve and the Mark of the Ninja games, so you know, it's just as good as the other games with even smoother mechanics and gameplay, much more detailed co-op play and rewards. Check it out. It's coming to PCs only in the next few months. At number 3, in case you missed out on the news, Retroware just announced a release window of February 2024 on Toxic Crusaders. This is a side-scrolling beat-em-up classic, pretty much like the latest Teenage Mutant Turtle games with the same amount of effort, if not way even more. To bring a classic, just bringing something like that back to life. Anyway, there's a demo on Steam for this game. It's a co-op game for up to 4 players. The full game is set to be coming on all platforms sometime next year.
Hey, I'm sitting on top of the world. This is you. You play Outrage with friends.
Coming up behind that, in addition to PCs and consoles now, also mobiles. We have an action beat-em-up brawler inspired by the Streets of Rage, and a bit of party animals here, a new game called Outrage. Initially coming to PCs, then into mobiles and Switch. This game is said to be coming out around holidays and will be free all the way on mobiles. Anyway, the story with this one is you're in some alternative reality in the near future where the underground fighting is just the norm in everybody's daily activity.
Traps! Hazards! Smash that wall! Swing that sign! Chuck the toilet! Bring the pain in 32-player Battle Royale, free-for-all and team modes! Unleash your inner rage with Outrage! Coming spring 2024!
Revealed again earlier in the month after almost half a year. At number 5, we've got Kyborg. It's a heavy action story-driven roguelite, almost a hack and slasher, described by its developers as a mix of a brutal game rated and an endlessly replayable roguelite, combined with narrative-driven time management stuff. Also then set in a dark science fiction setting. Here's a trailer. This game is coming to PCs and the PlayStation consoles only sometime next year. Combine Double Dragon, Alien Invaders, Teenage Mutants, and even the Contra. You'd probably get what this one will give you whenever it does come out. Because G.I. Joe Wrath of the Cobra was re-revealed yesterday with legit more in-game footage, this time instead of just pictures, and a release window of Q1 2024 as one of the dopest 80s inspired classics of its own kind. Wrath of Cobra was a retro side-scrolling beat-em-up in which you play as a legendary G.I. Joe characters. Take a look. Next up, we've got from the same developers of the famous Vagans, company's next big game, which happens to be a beat-em-up called Detained Too Good for School. It's actually an action RPG beat-em-up and an open world game, technically an exploration-based one, sitting on Steam through a demo by the way, and set to be coming out for PC, Switch, and other consoles, the past generation consoles, in about 2 months from now. Also, here's a new trailer.
To save you.
Moving on to number 8, first time I mentioned, we've got Cyberpunk Fighter. This one is a person action fighting game kind set in a futuristic cyberpunk world where your job is to just save innocent folks, taken from high school into city and all over the place. It's a passion project from a couple of folks building the entire team on their own, hopefully offering a decent game like the one hit kill one, Die by the Blade. I bet just set in a cyberpunk time era. Set to be coming over to Switch, PCs and other consoles too early next year, if not by June. Some of you might remember Mayhem Brawler from a couple of years ago. It's it's said to be a perfect fuse of the 90s arcade vibe and modern roguelites with RPG mechanics in a time transition themed beat 'em up, developer said. You can play this one online with a couple of friends or solo and shape the story the way you want. It's a more detailed game as opposed to the first one, set to be coming out to all platforms early next year.
Sovereign Khan has been identified in this sector.
Father, I don't understand.
At number 10, I believe I mentioned this one a year ago, we've got a 2D 3D side-scrolling character action game here called Slave 0X. This is now including its original PC port announcement, coming out to both generations of consoles, in addition to the Nintendo Switch February 21st next year. Here's a trailer. I believe it's got some really dope 90s inspired soundtracks, retro stuff, and it's a good addition to the list, so keep it in mind.
Blood you spilled, intoxicating. Was it a beautiful dream? What will you do now that dawn has come and the dream is over? Here, at the end of all things, the heart beats again.
available on Steam through a demo. At number 11, we've got Maiden Cops. Maiden Cops is a beat-em-up classic arcade style where you get to choose amongst Maiden Cops, or policewomen, tackle crime in a city called Maiden City, and enjoy what developers are promising to be a premium level pixel art and a breathtaking soundtrack. It's basically Streets of Rage with a dash of River City Girls, set to be coming to PCs only sometime soon. Pretty much in the same style of the Mega Man games or the Astro Boy, classic ones. We've got here the Berserk Boy. It's a high-speed action-packed platformer, just a lot of vibrant, stylish pixel art designs, set in a distant future about some mad scientist and his army seeking to enslave the people of Earth. So yeah, you come in and you're one of the forces of the human resistance. Anyway, the game is coming to PC, Switch, and other consoles too sometime next year. Number 13. I actually couldn't believe what I saw earlier myself. We've got maybe the finest creative top-down project of 2023 here, going by Kusan, City of Wolves, which is basically a hardcore top-down hack and slasher and a shooter set in a pretty messy port city in Asia in the near future, where your job is to protect a girl against an old gang of just comrades. I believe it's one of the finest looking games in the list today, so they'll be coming to PCs only sometime next year. Next up, we've got its developer's first work, an arcade-style adventure going by the name Rboom, described by its developers as a distinctive fast-paced 4-player co-op beat-em-up driven by a meaningful and emotional coming-of-age narrative about a group of ninja cheerleaders who space in a fight to save the rest of the humanity on Earth. Here's a trailer. The game's set to be coming out to PCs only sometime soon.
It's trash, yeah, you're gonna take it out. Handle it rapidly, got the magic, you got it for sure. Make it nice, yeah, I'll bring the good vibes. Gotta win if you let me into the race. But I'ma do it my way. And then it went like a 1, 2, 3, 4.
Fallen City Brawl at number 15, however, is an arcade classic too, inspired by the 80s and early 90s retro classics, with an actual story about revenge experienced through an intense side-scrolling pixel art pace design. Anyway, here's what developers are selling. The game is coming to PCs, Switch, and also both generation of consoles, possibly by the end of the year. And last but not least, although first work of its developers here, we have A Breeze in the Clouds. It's a 2D platform adventure, of course beat 'em up classic, in which you play as a couple of puppies swept away from their regular lives to fight pollution, which happens to be in a world in just clouds, where animal forces do control the weather. This game is coming to PCs only sometimes.